Let's cross over to Abuja studios now, where Ibrahim Adra has more stories. Hello, Ibrahim.
You and other women around the globe. Now, the Code of Conduct Tribunal has adjourned indefinitely the trial of Senate President Bukola Saraki for alleged false assets declaration. The CCT chairman, Aladi Umar, took the decision as a result of 2 pending appeals on the matter before the Supreme Court. Senator Saraki is being tried by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for 3 out of an 18-count charge. At the resumed trial today, Justice Umar called the attention of both parties to a letter from the Senate President dated January 19, 2018, seeking a stay in the proceedings owing to appeals before the Apex Court. The CCT chairman argued that although an appeal does not mean stay in proceedings, it is important to consider the integrity of the Supreme Court. Counsel to the EFCC, Rotimi Jacob, disagreed with the stay of proceedings, but Dr. Saraki's counsel, Kanu Agabi, urged the court to adjourn. The Senate has begun an investigation into the alleged plot by some members to sack the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, his deputy, Senator Eke Ekweremadu, and other leaders of the upper legislative chamber. Raising the alarm through a point of order at plenary, Senator Obinna Ogba alleged that the group of aggrieved senators was also mobilizing civil society and trade groups to protest against Saraki's leadership. Senator Ekweremadu, who presided over plenary, referred the matter to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions. Meanwhile, the accused, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has denied claims that he is plotting to remove the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki. The senator says the Senate President is like a son to him, and at no time did he make a move to oust him from power. The senator says, quote, "We are almost 3 years in office. Election year is drawing nearer, and I think anyone thinking of upstaging the leadership of the Senate for any reason will only be fighting a lost battle, because it is not what should naturally occupy the mind of any serious-minded lawmaker now." End of quote. He vowed to appear before the Ethics Committee drafted to investigate the matter. Despite the Nigerian Navy deploying ships and gunboats, the nation's waterways are still under threat from pipeline vandals and pirates. This is according to the Nigerian Navy Director of Information, Commodore Ayo Lubode, who paid a courtesy visit to the chairman of the Channels Media Group, Mr. John Momo, today at the station's corporate headquarters in Lagos. He appealed to Nigerians and the media to support the Navy by providing information.
We need more partnership from the society to get these issues of crime, because they originate at sea essentially, and if we can nip them in the bud, before or while they are happening ashore, then we will be making a lot of progress. So beyond the deployments of ships, we also need partnerships from people. We have our email contacts, we have phone contacts, we have a website which you can always reach if there are issues that you think you want to reach us anonymously. You can obviously send us an email. We have also increased our capabilities in the last few years with a renewal of our fleet, and more like our footprint in the maritime domain has increased. We've also been able to use what we call the Maritime Domain Awareness Infrastructure to create an increased surveillance across our coastline. I must say that this has also meant that our support facilities have been stretched in terms of maintenance facilities and all that.
Now to Anambra State, where the state governor, Willie Obiano, has given assurances that bottlenecks that may cause delays in the completion of several road projects before the rains come have been addressed. The governor said this during a surprise visit to asphalting works at Upo Street, Danukofia local government area of the state. In the meantime, the governor seems satisfied with the quality of work done in many of the cities.
The importance of quality road networks cannot be overemphasized, as the infrastructure plays a crucial part in the growth of a state's economy. Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State, well aware of this fact, is placing top priority on road projects and other infrastructure, some of which he is visiting to ensure their quick completion. Governor Obiano first inspects the 1-kilometer Upo Street, surprising the engineers from the 302 Artillery Regiment Onisha Military Cantonment who are in charge of the project. The site engineer gives assurances that the quality of the road is in line with the acceptable standard of road construction.
You can see we started with earthworks. Look at the depth of filling that we started, almost a meter plus. We fill with laterite in layers. This laterite is one of the best in Anambra State. It meets up with the Ministry of Works standard.
Here's the governor's reaction.
They are working on about 10 kilometers on the whole or more of our roads, and they are all at asphalting stage. We are trying to see if we can finish more than 40 roads before the rain starts.
The next port of call is Aba, Ifitedunu axis, where 3 out of the 4-kilometer stretch have been completed within the first phase.
We will commend them and hope that before the rains come back, or even the middle of March, they would have exited, they would have finished this road.
Here, the governor asks the contractor to ensure timely completion of the project.
I will make sure that if there are problems, the Honorable Commissioner should let me know. But this less than a kilometer left, isn't it? So why should we take our 6 months for less than a kilometer? You know, so it must be done.
The ongoing road project will connect 3 communities up to the Enugu-Onisha Expressway through Umunya, a development that is expected to ease travel around the rural areas.
Well, that's all from Abuja. Let's rejoin Melinda in our Lagos studio.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Let's go to Taraba State now, where the latest clash between farmers and herdsmen on the Mambila Plateau on March the 3rd appears to be a reminder of a sore that has refused to heal. In June last year, many lives were lost due to violence, but the number of casualties remains a hot topic. Our big story tonight looks at the controversy still rocking the Mambila Plateau.
2 people have been killed and property destroyed after fresh violence erupted in Bali local government area of Taraba State, northeast Nigeria.
This was 2 years ago. Since then, the number of skirmishes between herdsmen and farmers in Taraba State has increased with little done to abate it. Accurate casualty figures from both sides have always been an issue, but when statements credited to the Emir of Kano surfaced that 800 Fulani were killed in one weekend in the Mambila Plateau in the state, eyebrows were raised at the possibility of this, with the Taraba State government and the Christian Association of Nigeria refusing the claim. To get a clearer understanding of the issues, Channels Television visited the region. For miles, all that can be seen is open land, which would suggest that there should not be a problem with sharing space. The air of calmness that surrounds the town can be seen in how freely the residents move around. So how does a place that resonates so much peace be troubled by crises? Signs of the violence still live with the people. As these Fulanis recount their experience and losses, the community leader insists that the number of those killed is not a figment of their imagination.
They have took our cows, more than 75 in this our compound. They matched some and they took some away. We are living in this place in just foot and mouth because we don't have anything to eat. All their houses, villages have been burnt down. These structures need to be rebuilt for them. We lost about 728 people and about 5,200 rooms, not houses, as per the assessment, were completely burnt down. About 96 villages were attacked.
Channels Television is taking on a tour of the alleged burial sites.
My junior brother is named Dabo, and the one Saidu, and there is one Salamatu. All they are buried here. They are 8 here. So those people are far away from that place. We are buried 5 people there. And somewhere, again, we are buried 4 people. So there is name. There is no Salamatu and Sahidu. Those people are not fit to take their name all. So there are many people that are killed in the bush. Some person we are not seeing this up to now.
There is no arguing that violence occurred. The bone of contention from the Mambila side still lies in the number of fatalities.
Those people who are talking about 800 people being killed in one single crisis in that place don't even know the population of Fulanis in that place. They are not familiar with the Mambila.
The number of people that lost their lives in Sadona local government did not go up to 60, because that was the number that was given by the United Nations, International Red Cross, and of course I can still say it was the number that was signed by the Secretary of the Amiyete Allah cattle breeders in Taraba State.
But the Secretary of the Miyetti Allah in Taraba State refused to claim that 60 people were killed, insisting that the number is as stated by the group.
If someone is telling you that it is just 50, this is he is entitled to his opinion. But the fact and the fact finding by this association and some of the United Nations agencies have proved that it is over 770 something. You see, it is almost 800.
But speaking of camera, the United Nations Information Center in Lagos denied coming up with any report connected to violence and casualties in the Mambila Plateau in Taraba State. So where did the two groups get their reports from? The Commissioner of Police also has his reservations about the figure. He, however, reassures that peace is slowly returning to the area.
I don't think that is possible. The question is, what is the population of Mambila Plateau itself? That 1,000 people will be killed, 800 people will be killed, and there will be no... In fact, I expect that by now we should be talking of epidemic. If that large number of people were killed, we have done a lot of advocacy. We've met severally with stakeholders in the Mambila Plateau, traditional rulers, the Ados, opinion leaders, political leaders, with a view to ensuring that peace is maintained.
There may never be an agreement on the number of people killed in the Mambila incident, but what must be taken into serious consideration is that reprisals are merely reactions to provocative actions which escalate into more violence and lead to more deaths. And it goes on and on. So how best can this problem be resolved? Perhaps when all involved realize that the only way out is through dialogue.
The federal government reveals the reason behind a focus lab and has that and other stories on Business News.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Melinda, and welcome to Business News. The federal government is set to launch Malaysian-styled focus laboratories to raise the nation's productivity level. And that's according to the Minister of Budget and Planning, Senator Udo Udoma. At a news conference in Abuja, is that the initiative is targeted at bringing in private capital to finance projects across the country.
We should be able to get
Nigeria's stock market got a quick moderate rebound today from yesterday's big sell-offs following bargain hunting for key bellwethers in three major sectors of the market. Tanya Lashibawale tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Renewed demand for stocks by investors lifted market sentiment at the close of trading on Thursday after the significant sell-off earlier recorded in Wednesday's session. However, it was a mixed performance on the sectorial chart as banking, consumer goods and the insurance bellwether reduced the impact of losses recorded by blue-chip stocks from the industrial goods and the oil and gas sector. Price increase from 30 gainers led by a 9.88% advance by Japoil Oil added 50 billion naira to the market's total value, while profit-taking hit the share prices of CNI Leasing and 26 other decliners. Total turnover of shares traded for the day stands at over 570 million shares, largely contributed by the shares of Capital Oil. And that's the stock market report. I'm Teniola Shoboale.
The green color also reflected in most of the major world markets today following reports of potential U.S. tariff exemptions and a surge in Chinese exports on the month of February. Let's take a look at the numbers. That's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwaudu. It's back to you, Melinda.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you so much, Anne. Still ahead on the news at 10. The Falconets of Nigeria drawn in Group D with champions Germany as well as China and Haiti for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in France. That's on Sports News. Join us again.